Hello and welcome to session 6 of the Ultraviolents. I guess we could technically call this an actual play. I don't really know how we would classify oneself other than probably a mistake. It has been a couple of days since Archon got his face punched in. Sort of, but in
Hey,
actuality...
hold up, I didn't get hit once.
Yeah, unfortunately you didn't get hit once. And you guys had gone through and done a little bit of character improvement skills, that kind of stuff. We are now, the next thing, if nobody had anything they wanted to do, was going to be Acid's meeting with Officer Friendly Tuesday morning, 9:45.
Right. Still at the abandoned diner. Although I'll have to update him about the apartment that I'm getting, since I don't have any other sin I can use to buy that.
Yeah, since you don't have another sin, you're kind of stuck with letting him know about where you live. Man, you guys should see if you can see if Mama Jones knows anybody that does fake IDs. I could see where that would be helpful.
I think Acid's the only one that needs it, to be honest.
You say that now.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't want to have to look for somebody during an emergency.
Yeah.
Mm.
It is very helpful to know people before you need to know people.
Too bad I just spent all of my money on an apartment.
Well, you know, first one step, then the other step, right? So, are you going alone? How are you getting there? Anybody going with you?
I'll go with you if you want, unless you keep it to yourself.
Well, this is only 2 days after I got all the money, so I'm assuming I'm still not actually at a new place. So I'm just waking up there.
It is up to you if you want to move in at the end of the month, or if you want to.
I'm moving in right after we meet Mr. Friendly here.
Sure. What is everybody else up to on
And
that?
come next week to the new place.
Yep. What is everybody else gonna be up to?
Interchange is just working on his bulldog, making sure everything is good to go, making sure the spoof chip and morphing license plate is all good to go in case we need to use it.
Ascend is, doing a martial arts training montage, as usual. That's how he spends most of his free time.
Got to get good.
Archon is probably looking for some sort of surveillance cameras to set up outside his door, so he can spy on neighbors and anyone coming to his door.
Sure. Are you continuing with your dock work job, or are you...
Yeah, he'll continue with that every now and again, like once a week or something.
Sure. Did you go to work yesterday? Monday?
After the fight.
Yes.
Yeah, he probably would have.
Alright. So, during that Monday, Bradley will be fairly excited to see you with the craziness that had happened, and you'll be becoming a little bit of a dockside celebrity about that.
Okay.
For good or for ill, we'll say.
Yeah, I think I might have to put a can in that if that's the case.
But yeah, Acid, how are you getting to your meeting?
Well, like I said, I just wake up there, right? He's coming to my place.
No, you have to go to his office.
Oh, well, I got one of the off-road bikes, right? What are they?
The growlers. Yeah.
That's what I'm using.
Okay. And has your growler been fixed up, or is it?
No.
Okay, so it's still kind of a junk.
Yeah, that fixing costs money, right? We're not doing that.
Yes, fixing costs money. So yeah, do you want to give me? Do you have pilot groundcraft at all?
I maybe. Hold on. Pilot.
You do not, but you do. Or yeah.
No, I default it's 4.
Yeah. So you can go ahead and if you can just roll that real quick to see how it goes for you, because these bikes don't have grid guide. You have successfully not crashed.
Glad.
Not only that, you will be able to make it there on time or early, your convenience of whichever way you prefer. Like if you want to stop and get a soy calf at the soy box, you can totally do that. But Officer Friendly's little office will have the nice secretary waiting for you, and she will smile that bright smile as you come. It's like, good morning.
Morning, love. How's the officer doing?
Oh, Officer Friendly is doing swell. He is in a bit of a meeting right now, so it might take a little while before he can officially see you. But if you want to just have a seat, I have some soy calf that is brewed up back here in the machine. Can I get you a cup?
No, thanks. That's probably. I'm not saying this last part, but that's probably some shitty soy calf. I don't want that.
I don't know. Knight errant parole officers probably get good funding to fund their soy calf.
Yeah, but they wouldn't use that for the scumbags, right?
Maybe. So, meanwhile, interchange, you'll be working on the bulldog. Little G will come over and offer to help. Which, when you're a gnome, having a troll around is moderately helpful to reach high things and lift heavy, well, not necessarily heavy stuff in your case, but some things. And Ascend, you will have, what's one of the other gangers that comes by and hangs out and does your martial arts stuff with you? Expanding the gang.
I'm gonna say Hubert.
Hubert.
He's an orc.
Hubert, man, that poor unfortunate soul.
Because he has such an awesome name that everyone else feels bad around him, so treats him like crap. Yeah.
And he's an orc. Filthy trogs.
Yeah.
So you guys will get into what is probably fairly normal for you guys, which is good because it means he doesn't have to hold back because you're crazy Cyberd and he's, well, he just kind of sucks a little bit, but hey, he's getting better. He shows promise. And he's not a human, most importantly. And then, probably about 10 minutes late, Acid, you will be told that Officer Friendly will see you and you'll be brought back in. And for just the briefest of moments before you enter into the thing, Officer Friendly looks angry or upset about something. But then, as soon as the door finishes opening away, he's like, "Good morning, Macy. How are you doing?"
I am doing great.
Wonderful. That makes me feel good. Please have a seat. Can I get you some soy calf?
No, thanks.
Oh, very well. And he'll kind of push his soy cup to the side. So, how is civilian life treating you?
Well, I'm doing odd work right now. But apart from that,
Odd work. I'm very proud of you. Who are you working with?
oh, just some people. They're not very important people. The low life, the low economy life.
Oh, I see. So this is like a mom and pop store then, something to brighten the community.
Yes. Pretty much.
Good. Is it consistent work, or is this just, every little bit here and there?
No, it's just whatever on a daily basis needs to be done. I'll be looking for something more permanent when I get the chance.
Excellent. Well, if this turns into a slightly more permanent thing, I'm going to need you to have them contact me so that we can have all of the paperwork filed through, just to make sure. I'm sorry, Archon, what did you say you were doing today?
He would have been looking for essentially security cameras to set up in the
Yes.
corridor, so he can see his door clearly on a computer or tablet or something, and see who's going to and from his neighbors' places.
Sure.
'Cause he is a trustworthy person.
Where are you?
Or trusted.
Where are you going shopping for this stuff?
Somewhere in the city. Basically, the closest place he can get to without being harassed by cops that has it, essentially.
Sure. So you're just going to like a Kong Walmart or a Home Low?
Yeah.
Sure. You can go ahead and grab the fairly standard cameras without going anything.
How would I need to do for the high-end ones?
What kind of high end are you talking with, like thermographic and all of the other crazy stuff?
Well,
or
just essentially a sharp image so that he can actually see details.
okay, so you're looking for. You would probably then need to go to a specific electronics store. Do you have what's the rating your fake's in?
4.
Okay, you'll be fine. They're not gonna be able to reliably beat that in any kind of way.
Yeah.
So, Acid Officer Friendly will make very important pleasantries, kind of just all up in your business, trying to get as much information out of you as you are willing to give, because he has a project, he has, files and dossiers he needs to keep up with. Is there anything you want to try and hide from him, or are you just kind of...
I don't know of anything that I would. I mean, I'm not gonna tell him that we're doing illegal
Right.
street racing related things. But I guess I'll mention, since I'm getting a new place that's kind of expensive, that I won some money betting at rings.
Sure. And he's going to give you a... Gambling is a very dangerous pastime. You need to be really careful, because if you get caught in there, you're going to be in deep trouble, Missy, and you're not going to want that, because then I've got to fill out a bunch of paperwork, and I may be a nice guy, but I don't like doing extra paperwork on the account of somebody else's mistake.
Well, gambling isn't illegal, is it?
Well, he's going to give you a small chuckle and a very large officer-friendly smile. Meanwhile, Ascend and Interchange, if you guys give me perception tests of the flavor of your choosing.
Sure. I'm just gonna remember how many dice I throw at that. By remember, I mean look up. Here we go. That is not how I do it. Hot damn.
Oh,
Yeah.
Space and time has made itself your bitch. So your automotive workplace and your martial arts working out place, how close are they to each other?
Likely pretty close, since I don't think that our territory is probably very big, and we, as far as I know, we live in the same place, so...
right.
So you're out there fixing the car to the sound of punches and hearty meat slaps.
Yeah, plus we study the same kind of martial arts, so it's likely that we spar often.
You use the same backyard, as it were. Okay.
Right.
With your ridiculous pile of successes that you have achieved, you will hear the sound of approaching some kind of motorcycle. It sounds fast and small, but it like Mirage, Nodachi, like that kind of speedy motorcycle type thing.
Right.
You will also hear the sounds of a bit of yipping and a distant gun, not like distant gunfire, but a bit of gunfire that is not, let's say it's just not bullets, and it is coming in your direction.
All right.
What? Gunfire that's not the bullets?
It'll make sense in a bit.
What could it mean?
Going by this, I'm going to assume that it's the Neofoxes. So I think that interchange through DNI tells Ascend that he's pretty sure that the Neofoxes are around. Would you say inside of our territory, like on the street?
It sounds like it's either, depending upon where your location is as to the border of your territory, they are either officially in your territory or coming towards you.
Okay.
If you're on the border.
So yeah, he's gonna go into the garage where he keeps his equipment for just such stuff. Throw on his jacket, grab his gun, and kind of walk out towards the street, expecting something.
Expecting trouble.
I'll be doing the same since he gave me the heads up. I'll be grabbing my gun, which I bring down and keep in a footlocker in that area out there for just such occasions.
Yep.
And I'll just go stand out in the street, assault rifle in hand.
Oh, damn, assault rifle. All right, I didn't realize it was like that.
We're not called ultraviolent for nothing.
Right? So little G and Herbert are going to see you guys get. We'll obviously overhear you talking about the impending doom, and
Right.
see you guys getting geared up, and they will begin. They'll like pull pistols from the small of their back, and begin like doing that thing where they pull back the slide and like man up a bit.
Do I know if either of them are especially proficient at driving?
Little G maybe a bit. He's had a. He's a little bit more. Herbert, I don't know. Ascend, would you say that he's proficient at driving, or would you say he's more of a street scum?
I wouldn't expect him to be particularly good.
Okay.
Little G's a troll, though, right?
Little G's a troll.
So he probably wouldn't be able to drive the van.
Assuming that you have it adapted for yourself, no. He would very much.
Maybe he could sit behind the driver's seat and drive it that way.
This is the largest auto I could afford.
So never mind then.
I mean, it paints a hilarious picture for me. So is that, is there anything else you want to do before I skip on over to somebody else, or?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
Just walking down the street, expecting trouble.
Oh, I've got Kami ready.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, super ready.
I'm imagining it like one of the asthma inhalers. You just kind of like have it in your teeth, and you're just ready to.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah, basically.
It's the equivalent of like somebody walking down the street with like a syringe full of PCP.
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's gonna get real.
As soon as I see them come around the corner, I'm going crazy.
Do you tell Archon or Acid? You
Oh
guys.
yeah, the DNI would have gone out to everybody within the network.
Archon, you are You are next in line behind an old lady who is purchasing some uh, solar-powered lawn lamps,
Mm-hmm.
and she is being incredibly annoying because you're old.
What is she doing that's annoying though? Is she just fussing over which ones to buy?
Yeah, it's one of those things. You ever get stuck behind somebody in the line at the grocery store, and it's just the worst.
Yeah.
The corner
Like-
of this box is crunched.
Like,
Or
how big is
She
she?
gets up there. So there were these ones, and there are the other ones back there. Which should I get?
This one doesn't have a price sticker on it, but it's like the same size as this other box. It just has 2 more in it. I was wondering if you could check it and call your manager. And then she's, rifling through a pocket of like cred sticks or something, looking for the one that has just the right amount, claiming that she has change.
Right. How big is she?
She's normal person size for an old lady.
Okay, so fairly small. Okay. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna walk up to her, just pick her up, move her to the side, pay for her stuff, and then just chuck it at her.
She will fuss quite vehemently and noisily as you do so, but not obviously be able to resist you. Acid, you have received the message that it seems like the Neofoxes are driving into turf.
Am I still at friendly?
Yep, you are still with Officer Friendly.
I'm just not gonna do anything about it then.
Sure.
What is Acid's reaction while sitting in? I'm interested to hear what her reaction is while she's sitting in the parole officer's office, and then it's like gang activity. High threat gang activity.
I got my poker face.
Do you want to roll composure and we'll see how good your poker face is?
Sure.
Alright.
I hope you get no hits.
Impossible. My composure should be like.
She just jumps up. Let's go kill those motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's go time! Oh, sorry,
Right,
sir.
now he's just said impossible. Let's wait for the
Excuse me, I need to poop.
best.
Oh god, that is so low for 11 dice.
I love the Gaga reference.
So it'll be those kind of things where you're trying to poker face, but there's that single bead of sweat that is forming on your brow, like. Officer Friendly will, of course. Is there something wrong, Miss Parker?
No, nothing.
Okay, that is good. You looked a little stressed out. I want these meetings between you and I to be very calm and collected. I think of each one of my charges as a personal friend of mine, and I want nothing but the best for them.
I just smiled at him real wide because it's actually making me laugh.
He will give you a large smile back. We are almost finished for today. You do know I will need to take another blood sample because we need to keep them fresh and relevant. But if you'll just roll up your sleeve, we will get right to that. And he will put on 2 pairs of like sterile gloves because touching people is gross. And he will begin to take some blood and fill out the last couple of bit of questions. You're probably about 10 minutes from getting out of here, and probably
I'll mention
Go ahead.
that I'm not a huge fan of needles when he does it.
Oh, he'll go, oh, me neither. The blood just, ugh. So many germs, and it gets everywhere, and it stains. It's the worst.
Say, didn't the last time you had a meeting with him, he was like washing his hands with?
He had
hand
tons of
sanitizer as
sanitizer
well?
and stuff. Yeah, he's a germaphobe.
I thought he was. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't making things up.
Meanwhile, back over in Turf, you guys will see that there are a couple, looks like about 5 motorcycles that are driving through territory and kind of splitting up and driving down different alleys, and they are taking pot shots at whoever they can get in their sights. Your people are kind of scrambling for cover and getting inside. A couple of people trip and fall, and then a motorcycle will drive up, and then they'll shoot them twice and drive off.
Through DNI, interchange is like, look at this, boys. Some motorcycles, hand delivered.
Is there a Nodachi?
There is one.
So I say, and they even brought the one I want. And as soon as you'll allow it, I'm going to shoot whichever one of them I can see.
Sure. Let's. I don't really feel like rolling actual initiative here, but I suppose we can kind of abstract this out a little bit. So I'm gonna roll a d5. Number 1 is the guy on the Nodachi, and dependent upon where that comes up, will be the guy that is within range.
Okay.
Oh
wow.
Man. You are free to claim your prize, as it were, sir.
How many rounds should I fire?
Shoot him.
She's agonizing over the hard things. How many holes do I want to put in that guy's face?
First question I'm gonna have is, what are you shooting him with?
What is it called? An Ultimax Rain Forest?
The Rainforest Carbine.
Yeah.
That sounds deliciously fully automatic.
It is. It is.
It is semi-automatic.
Is it?
Yes. You are aware that
I mean,
that
it would
had
be.
let's call it an accident with it, and its stats are slightly borked, I believe.
I don't remember that being a thing at all.
They did it
When
in
did that happen?
it was in the missions
I mean,
errata.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
It's definitely not a 14 -4.
Yeah, no, Chummer has it right.
Okay, I wanted to make
So-
sure.
Yeah. Oh, hold on, I may have the AP one. I have 4 AP. What a cheater.
So, are you shooting him with APDS, stick and shock, gel rounds?
These are normal rounds. I don't think I have APDS.
That's fine.
I
We'll find
should.
you. We'll find you a guy that's into dealing big guns sooner or later.
I figure I punch so often I don't need to spend on fancy bullets.
I mean, fancy bullets are nice, though.
They are nice.
I would
edge
like
that.
fancy bullets.
Are you cool with that that level of success, sir?
Imagine it.
Okay. Are you only edging it because he has the bike you want?
And also because I want him dead.
All right, that's fine. That's fair.
Do we? I know you said this last time, but are you still okay with us just jumping up to full edge each session?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. So 6 hits, and you have 6 rounds fired. So he's -5, but he's driving a very fast motorcycle. Let me double check the speed rating of a Nodachi. I'm sure it's a bunch.
It is a bunch.
Speed 5, acceleration 2. I have no idea if this is how they said it, but the what you call it? I'm going to give him bonus dice for the speed that he is moving at to his defense test, which is then going to be quickly nullified by the amount of bullets you're firing. And then I'm going to give him 2 dice for the pseudo being cover of the bike, meaning that if you tie on the hits, we're going to end up having you shoot the bike instead, which is, almost as good for stopping a man, but
Yeah.
Requires being fixed.
yeah, no, you totally managed to hit him. AP -2.
So 12 damage.
Let me double check and see what his physical limit could potentially be. Because if he gets knocked down, he's going flying off that bike.
Isn't knockdown only after soak?
Yeah, but he's still taking 4 points of damage. Which
Man, what a shit physical limit that would be.
does that mean your physical limit is also that shit?
No, mine's good.
Okay, that's unfortunate. I was kind of hoping it was good.
I was
So
going to say
yeah,
his would have to be good for being punchy.
yeah. So he does hold on to his bike. I will make a quick driving test. It begins to lose control out from under him and kind of swerve way wildly back and forth as he's attempting to overcompensate. He hasn't actually crashed it yet, but it's not looking good. Interchange. What are you doing while these guys?
So there's only one guy driving down our street, or
There's
there's
a couple of guys, but it's looking like they're gonna spread out down some of the alleyways and run amok.
How far away are they? Roughly?
A city block and a half. I have no
Like
idea what
300 to 500 feet?
something like that. They're not within charge range.
Right. No, I'm just trying to like get a picture in my head so I know what I'm doing.
You're basically the three amigos standing at one end of a main street in town as the banditos ride into town to a hoot and a holler or in this case, yip yip yip.
Sure. Let's I don't know. Let's do some smart gun action
Sure.
on this.
Damn. Are you also shooting the?
No, I'm gonna shoot a different guy. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
I didn't mention that, but yeah,
It's not super important.
could have been. It could have been.
That's a lot of AP.
It's not bad.
Yeah. My SMG. Hold that up in my good arm.
Yep,
I'd
so
like to imagine that there's just no recoil.
Yeah, there
I
isn't.
do have APDS. Oh well.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have had it loaded. That's special occasions only.
Normally your murder is hand on. So that guy will get hit, and you will stitch him up pretty good, and he'll go tumbling backwards off his bike as his bike slides off into probably a giant thing of trash, like a dumpster or something along those lines.
Nice. Totally doing a badass walk towards them. Just real slow. Just.
Yep. Terminator
walking.
walk is go. Little G and Herbert will also begin just firing wildly with their pistols, like yeah, and yelling obscenities at them. Gonna do a quick thing.
Take their tails as trophies.
Sadly, only the one guy here has a tail. Only one lieutenant. And
See,
he's
if I was there, I would literally foot on his spine and then just pull on the tail until it pulled out.
Hey, we're not done yet.
There's still time for that.
This guy
I
on the
really
bike
hope
isn't even
someone's
dead.
doing that.
They have robotic ears too that we gotta take.
Yeah.
Make a necklace out of them.
As you're doing it, you're just like, don't be twats.
So one of the guys on the bike, seeing the cluster of you, is going to reach under his jacket and pull something out and throw it in your direction.
What is he throwing?
Potentially, it looks like a grenade.
That's not good.
I was really hoping he was going to say it's like a knife, and that you'd like just try and catch it.
Catch it with your
Still trying to
face.
catch it. Just be sure to throw it really quickly.
I feel
punch
like
it.
Rob, you must throw a knife at me so I can catch it.
Punch it out of the sky. Right back at him.
Do you guys want
Hot
to
potato, motherfucker.
Oh.
do anything about the grenade, or
Yeah, totally. Sorry, I didn't see that you rolled it.
yeah?
I mean, is it a possibility to catch it and throw it back? Is that a thing that you can do? I don't remember. That's
You're
an
really-
adept thing.
You're really well. No, there's an actual right back at you interrupt thing. You're smart though, and you have an armorer. You will probably know that it is possible for these things to either be set on either wireless or to be set to whenever they sense a drastic change in direction to explode or maybe be covered in gecko grip and that kind of stuff. So it is kind of up to you as to whether or not you would wish to actually grab hold of a potential explosive device in your hand.
Does it seem more likely that I would be able to, that we would all be able to move out of the way, or?
Yeah, you guys could probably dive for cover.
Okay.
Since we're
I'll
not
do
actually
that.
going by proper initiative or combat rules or anything along those lines.
Right. I'm gonna do that instead.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ascend, are
That
you
is
also
good.
diving for cover?
Oh yeah. So
Okay.
so what can we do this like as a full defense type action?
Yeah. Well, the actual interrupt act just takes you out of, like it moves you your agility, like your movement that you have left available, and takes you probably out of range of this.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
Um, your two NPC compatriots though are a little slower on the draw, and there's kind of like the huh, because you guys have initiative boosting wear and that kind of thing, and you love drugs, and you're obviously the hitters of said gang. Um, it is going to explode, and there's going to be this goop that just kind of goes flying everywhere, and is going to cover Herbert and Little G, unfortunately. But it doesn't seem to be like
No.
melting their faces or anything along those lines. They're just like, what the frag?
It's actually disappointing.
Oh,
Well,
don't.
at least they're big and strong, so hopefully they can get out of it.
Yeah. And then the other guys are going to begin to, like, the guy that you shot and fell off of the bike, he is down and trying to get back up on his feet. Let me roll another test for the. Okay, so the guy on the Nogachi actually is going to slide. Apologies, Skype decided to mute me after I rolled those dice. So the Nonachi guy is actually going to slide and crash into something in a very, very ungraceful fashion, and he'll begin to get up. Meanwhile, Archon, you've managed to get back inside your car. So, are you driving home, as it were, or are you going to let these guys do their thing?
I assume I've got the cameras and they've told me that this is happening.
Yeah, they've definitely said over DNI. We
Yeah,
got people.
If you want to watch, I'm recording the whole thing, and you would have the
Yeah.
option of watching my cameras.
Yeah, he'll literally just shoot him a message saying, "Do you need any help? Because it's only those foxes."
Up to you. If you want some fun, come get some.
He'll kind of go, "Yeah, right," and then speed off.
Are you actually speeding, or are you driving in a?
Oh,
At-
he's like speeding.
Sure. You want to roll your pilot groundcraft to see how?
Poorly, I do.
I would love for you to do poorly because nothing would make me happier than pulling you over for speeding.
Yeah.
Or
And
crashing.
for that reason, I am going to pre-edge it.
I mean, you don't have to pre-edge; you could post-edge it too.
I mean, with the 6 dice I have, I think I'm going to pre-edge. Yeah, I'm very glad I did that because
Awesome. You are driving as casual as one can through the
Yep.
let's call it the nicer, more secure areas, and then speeding where you know you can speed to make it there. You'll still, in all reality, you will still probably miss any of the actual combat and that kind of stuff that's going on, but
Yeah.
you will get there shortly afterwards. Acid, you have successfully given blood. You're probably feeling a little woozy. Well, he will offer you a cookie and a little orange juice.
I will take it.
Excellent. It is a wonderful soy chip cookie. It comes pre-packaged. It says, little Knight Errant or Ares logos on it, and
Is it actual real orange juice? Or is
it's
it like
real
it
flavored
pretends
orange
to be-
juice. I'm pretty,
Okay, so I'm not.
I'm pretty sure nowadays I can't even get real orange juice unless I want to pay through the nose for it. It's all like from
Real orange
concentrate,
juice, it's just super old.
right? So
Well, I don't know about the US. Our juice is real juice.
Our juice is real juice. What are you guys talking about? Especially orange juice.
I know that we
That's
have
the cool thing to do now is not from concentrated orange juice.
the place where I work in the cafeteria. They're called naked juices. They're like
Hmm
16 or 12 or 16 ounce bottles, orange juice that is made from like a pound of actual oranges or something crazy like that, and that shit is like $4 a thing, and I'm like, what?
Well, naked is super overpriced.
Yeah, but
It is good, but you're right. It's stupid expensive.
yeah. So the
But like
chance,
Tropicana is real orange juice, not from concentrate. It is not expensive.
Most orange juice, it actually doesn't taste the way that it tastes in the container. They have to add that flavoring after they've harvested it, because they keep it for so long that it loses its flavor, and they re-add it afterwards.
delicious processed
Mhm.
chemicals.
Mhm.
So yes, it is
Yeah.
real orange juice by the processed chemical standard that you are. Do you want to roll me a pilot groundcraft to see how quickly you get back to the guys if you're going back there?
Sure.
Awesome.
Fairly quickly, it appears.
You are able to get back there fairly competently. It'll take you a little less time than what it took you to get here. If you guys want to roll me a quick initiative while you're there, I will.
Is this all of us or just those two?
Just those two. It's not going to be like a full drawn-out combat, I imagine, but it's just a test to see whether or not the two foxes that are there are able to get away.
Well, that's something I completely forgot. The murder clops. Did he appreciate being given back his nose ring?
I thought you kept it.
I was going to give it back to him and see if he wanted to work for us.
Oh, you didn't kill him?
Nope.
No, he's alive.
Ethan, you definitely left that out in the recap you gave me.
Now I remember all of this.
No, because I left him alive because I figured that we might be able to get him to come smash down metal doors for us.
That's excellent.
Who needs a murder clops for their gang? Everybody.
everyone.
That's who.
Jesus Christ, Ascend.
Yeah, well, I didn't get my name for nothing. I'm the best.
Did you do drugs? You did a lot of drugs.
I did drugs.
Yeah, Kami's a wonderful thing sometimes. So yeah, no, you are up, and what would you like to?
Is the Narachi pilot by chance close enough for me to reach him?
In melee combat? Sure.
Excellent. Excellent indeed. So he is.
He is even probably still pulling himself up from the ground in like a half crouch, like ugh, as he just crashed.
Okay. Then I am going to charge over,
Okay.
and with my claws, make a called shot at his spine.
Do you
Okay.
shout, "What does the fox say"?
No, I don't.
He's on Kami. There's no time for
Words.
witty quips when one is on Kami.
Now, I don't remember how all those things affect my dice. Charge gives me...
Charge gives you
+2.
+2.
right, but called shot removes 2.
Well,
Right.
It depends on the shot. It goes anywhere from -2 to -8 in the ones I've looked at.
yeah, it kind of depends.
What was it? It was
I
run
want to... So
gun?
the way I'm picturing this is he has his back to me as he's pulling himself up.
Mhm.
I don't know why I assume that. Probably because it's more fun.
Yep.
And that basically my hand is going into his back to either sever or grab his spine.
I
So
suppose that would be sternum, would it not?
I was about to say, sadly, there is no spine called shot. There is, however, a sternum called shot, which will totally work.
Yeah,
Okay.
-10 to dice.
Oh. That's
Minus
many.
10.
Good news.
Yeah, minus
A lot
10.
of dice.
If you succeed, he will have to roll a body willpower 3 test or lose 10 initiative. He takes a secondary fatigue damage test using only body to resist. Unable to perform complex actions and all kinds of other horrible things.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not comfortable with that. So I'm just going to do a normal claws attack with a charge.
Alright, this is gonna suck.
He wants to see the cold shot.
I mean,
Yeah, what am
yeah,
I
because the
doing?
cold shot would
What
be
am I
cooler.
doing here?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, I
That is
agree.
cooler. So instead of a +6, I'm at -4. Great.
See? That's not that bad.
Yeah, but you have a good dice for it anyway, don't you?
It's okay.
7 hits. Oh, woe is me.
Is that the cold shot version?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So, 2 reach. My poor dice. My poor spine. So, yeah. This is horrible. And, when all is said and done, you have a spine and you're straight up Sub-Zero'd this man. Complete with, of course, dangling tail fox off the end of it.
Excellent.
Good.
Interchange. Did you want to do something after the brutal murder of that other man? I'm just going to go ahead and delete him.
I think I want to go running down the street and basically joust one of the motorcycle riders off of their motorcycle with punching them.
I love everything about this.
Oh, that was my next plan. That's okay.
All right.
That
So,
can be our shtick.
quick, one of you needs to learn throw, the other one needs to learn flying kick.
You know, I was going to take kick next anyway, so...
Well, there's kick and then there's flying kick. They're two different things.
Oh, yeah, I know, but you got to build it out.
Right, right.
You know.
Yeah, no, so
You
go
wanna
ahead
be
and roll your
realistic here.
clothesline on this
Yeah,
poor
so
guy.
we're charging, right? This is charging.
If you wish.
I do wish.
Oh,
Ta-da!
oh man.
I will use my edge afterwards to break the limit, just because.
Oh, that's not good. All right.
You are not having much luck with us, are you, Rob?
Well, it's not so much as much luck, but it's one of those things of like looking at what he's staring down of 10 base damage, losing 2 AP, and then him having 10 hits, which is more than the number of dice this guy is going to get to pilot Groundcraft out of being clotheslined.
And I have a reach.
All right, well, the reach unfortunately didn't matter given us how the
Yeah.
dice rolled out. So it's 17 at -2. It's Spurs.
Fucking hell.
Good news. He's I'm pretty sure he's been already shot. 'Cause I think you shot him last turn.
No, that guy already fell off of his bike.
Oh, that's right. Okay. All right. Yeah. It's a weird thing when one is riding a motorcycle and you get the incentive to lean forward, to kind of lower your center of gravity, tighten your thing, reduce wind resistance, that kind of stuff. It does also put you in perfect uppercut spurs into your chin, take you off the bike onto the ground, bike going crashing into something, probably exploding, but you have
So-
this man on the ground. I imagine you are standing over top of him as he is bleeding very profusely from your spurs. He's not quite dead, but
So I like to imagine that I like skewered him on my spurs, and then I just took him off the motorcycle and slammed him on the ground, and then I just ripped the spurs out, and then I looked to the next guy.
all right. You do know that he is not dead, so
Yeah, but I imagine he's messed up enough that he might fear for his life and play dead.
Well, he's gonna.
Take a
We'll
gun.
see what happens. So he is gonna attempt to shoot you because, oh god, and he happens to have a gun in his hand.
Sure.
I really wanted to hit you. It'd be hilarious.
I hope not.
I like to imagine he gets enough successes, he just shoots the spurs and breaks them.
Nah. All right. So yeah,
The
he.
critical glitch opens his mouth for it.
Oh, a
Um,
gun!
so yeah, no, he misses. You will. You're not on drugs or anything, are you?
Nope.
All right. You will. You will hear something at something behind you. The other foxes, seeing the brutal murder that just happened to two of those members, are going to begin to drive away. Nope. Let me. All right, the one guy kind of like does that tilt real deep spin to turn around. His buddy that got knocked off of his bike kind of like jumps onto the back of it, and then the other three of them begin to drive away in a horrible dust cloud of dust. Meanwhile, you could try.
I will.
Little G and Herbert have kind of like dropped to their knees and are pawing at their faces, screaming something about it burns.
Huh.
Alright, let's
It is hormones, and they're turning into foxes right now.
it's something. Let's
Crap, I don't have chemistry.
Alright, you have stitched up the ground around them with a bunch of bullets, but they, between the speed that they are moving and you being in a bit of a commie haze and a spine in your hand, you unfortunately end up missing, and they will nope on out of here. Interchange. You have a guy that just shot at you and is like, did you ever see Hot Fuzz?
Yeah.
The guy at the end with the church steeple through his
Yeah, totally.
yeah. Only he's got two holes.
Okay. This is I just doing a quick search for that goop that to see if I can figure out anything about the goop that's on them. If
Are you doing
I don't
anything
know.
with the guy that's on the ground that shot at you, or
I will. Sure, I'll try and kick the gun out of his hand.
sure?
Would that just be unarmed?
Yeah, that would just be unarmed. Let's go with like a -4 for your fairly standard blast out of hands kind of thing.
Sure.
This poor man.
I look like a perfect ninja right now.
Yeah, no, you were able to send that gun flying through the air into a trash can. Like, bounce on rim, bing, 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 into the trash can.
Excellent. Yeah.
But on his turn, he's going to begin to try and get up and hold his mouth in one piece. Ears are...
Yeah, I'm assuming that he's gonna have a hard time running away. Is this true?
he is bleeding very profusely. He will be able to run away for a short distance until he becomes de-blooded enough to just kind of pass out and fall to the ground.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that he's not really a threat to me anymore because he's bleeding all over the place and he doesn't have a gun. So
Yeah, he's definitely not making it out of your territory, but...
yeah. So my current priority is Hubert and Little G, figuring out what's going on with them.
Do you have any kind of medical knowledge or medicine?
Nope.
Or...
That's why I did a matrix search, just like a random, see what I can get for that.
So your matrix search for goop.
Yeah.
Have I made it there yet, by the way?
You'll be there. You and Acid will be there shortly.
Okay. Because when I see the stuff, I do have biology. I don't know if that will help. As a knowledge skill.
I have that too, but
I have nothing
never mind.
useful to contribute.
That's right. Neither do I. So you're gonna you will notice that they are not actually like their skin isn't peeling off and that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
As you look at them, you will see that their faces are like they're complaining about it burning, but it's not like acid kind of blistering or anything along those lines. You will notice as you look at them that their chins are turning white and their faces seem to be taking on an orange tint.
Becoming bulbous.
Huh.
And there's
Uh,
some yelling from some of the other people that were pedestrians in the area talking about, burning and it hurts and that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Do a Google. What's
He
the
did-
page? The website called? McDuck or something?
He did Google for goop. Are you touching the goop?
No.
Okay. I would love for one of you to touch the goop or perhaps even lick the goop.
Yes, eat the goop. That sounds like the smartest thing to do right now.
That's a different party.
Yeah.
But you guys are kind of standing around in confusion as they're like, "Ah!" It's more of just like a grunting discomfort by the time that Archon and Acid pull up.
Like, fill a bucket of water and throw it on them.
Yeah, that's what my next thing was gonna ask you if there was a hose around or something.
You could get something to kind of clean them off.
Yeah. All right.
Which you can see now over time, like their face and their hair color is changing colors. Does anybody have Archon? You said you had some kind of medical stuff, right?
Biology knowledge skill.
All right, yeah. Let's throw it. Let's see what happens.
Did you say their skin was orange?
Yes.
I might say, orange, you're glad I'm here.
I'm just shaking my head right now.
You will get flipped off by both Little G and Herbert.
That's fair. There is my one success.
From the looks of things, you're able to figure out that the goop itself is some sort of suspension for holding other chemicals, but off the top of your head, you're not coming up with anything that would turn somebody's hair and face orange.
So is it fair to assume that essentially the goop is slowly releasing the chemicals onto them as opposed to it happening quickly?
You would be pretty solid to know that mechanically it is DMSO. It takes a injection vector toxin and turns it into contact.
Okay, yeah. I'll mention that, but I'll say I have no idea what it actually is.
All right. Can I call
Turning
up
into foxes.
my doctor contact and ask him about it?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. So should I roll
Yep.
his?
Just roll his
Dice?
connection times 2 plus loyalty, and we'll see what he comes up with. And you're able to provide pictures. That's the thing.
Right. I use what Archon tells me to.
Yeah.
Um,
So he's gonna look at him, and you're gonna get pretty close to the boys on the ground. And he's gonna. That's odd. It looks almost like they are being tattooed.
Well, that's going to be painful to remove.
That doesn't make any sense.
So there are nano tattoos in whatchamacallit, that last for Ink from Flesh, the book with all the nano stuff in it. That lasts for a little while. So they have literally just driven into your territory and tagged some of your members.
I love that they came in here essentially to play a prank. They lost a spine and a face for it.
and 2 motorcycles. 3 motorcycles, sorry.
Yep.
We haven't even gone after him yet.
And with
Oh
that,
yeah,
you guys will we'll take a quick break so that I can cut this episode into nice little hour chunks. But several of the people in your turf now have fox faces and orange hair and black tipped noses.
I go into the before we take the break. I just want to say I go into the garage and get the area jammer
Sure.
because maybe that'll disrupt it or something. I don't know.
It'll probably halt their progress, given as it'll maybe. I mean, they're pretty
I don't know.
foxy faced already, but hey, what's the worst that could happen?
on that note, as I'm staring at these guys writhing on the floor, looking like foxes, say, "Wow, you guys are really looking foxy today."
You're lucky that there is no goop because they have washed it away because they would fling a handful of it at you like so much poo.
I mean, I feel like I could dodge that, considering I was able to dodge that big ass
Well, it
troll.
depends. I mean, you're probably sitting there looking around, expecting accolades for that pun.
I like it.
Always
Right,
expecting
everybody?
that.
They're looking. You're elbowing nobody. Yeah.
I mean, it's more for his own amusement that he's punning more than anything else.
No.
Plus, he has no respect for these two because he's never met them before.
And with that, we will take a quick minute break and we'll be right back to see what kind of revenge is in order, even though you've brutally murdered 2 of their people.
That's
I
what
feel
happened.
like have you seen the XCOM 2 video where the guy cuts the sectoid in half?
No.
Well, I'm going to do that with my new sword.
Oh, poor
Essentially,
guy.
run up to them, jump in the air, and just swing right down top of the head, all the way down through the groin.